Click here to subscribe our channel and do not forget to press the bell icon to get regular updates of our videos. Hello friends, good evening to all of you. So I am back with another video on sociology option subject for UPSC CSE mains examination. In this video we are going to cover the religious communities in India under religion and society of paper 2. So friend, please do this share as much as possible so that more and more people will get benefited. Comment and like the video and ask any doubt if you have. And now you can also follow us on FB page, that is facebook.com/Unorthodox Academy. So friend, as you know that we are covering slot 6, that is religion, Western Indian. In paper 1 we have already finished religion and society. In this video we are going to cover the religious communities in India under religion and society of paper 2. So before starting this video, I would like to say that please download the PDF of this video from the link given in the description below, which is free of cost and covers the all slide of this video, because most of you know about the all religious communities of India. So I am going to talk only general things about all religious communities of India. Now let's get started. So India is a religiously a plural society with a number of religious communities existing within India for thousands of years. So India is the birthplace of 4 of the world's major religious traditions, namely Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism and Sikhism. Throughout its history, religion has been an important part of the country's culture. Religious diversity and religious tolerance are both established in the country by law and custom. A vast majority of Indians associate themselves with religion. So the different religions practiced in India can be broadly classified into the 2 following groups. The first being the religions of Indic origins, that is Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism and Sikhism. These are rooted in the long religious tradition of India. And then the second group is the Semitic religions. So the Semitic means relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic and certain Asian languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family, or basically it can also be said as relating to the peoples who speak Semitic languages, especially Hebrew and Arabic. So no village or town in India is devoid of a religious monument, that is temple, mosque, church and gurudwara. So basically there are 2 aspects of religion. First is the individual and the second is the collective. So the latter aspect which is emphasized in India. So now we see the religion, law and the state in India. So Indian tolerance of beliefs and acceptance of diversity are proverbial. India is a multi-religious state in which various faiths are entitled to the protections of their religious law to an extent. The Indian Constitution respects the religious laws of different communities under the rubric of personal law. Personal law refers to the system of religious rules, customs and practices related with the family, marriage, succession, particularly in the case of religious minorities. The Indian Constitution does not refer to the religious pluralism as such, but the overall effect is often described as secular, which is different from the Western secular, and it is called as Indian secularism. It gives equal importance to the religions, and this accords well with the traditions of pluralism in India. So the Article 28 and 29 of Indian Constitution grants the right to freely profess, practice and propagates one religion. This guaranteed to all persons subject to consideration of public order, morality and health. Now we consider the religions as a way of community life in India. So in India, society religion is primarily associated with communities rather than with the individuals. The Indian Constitution as well as the Indian traditions recognizes the place of individual beliefs and individual attempts to search for the divine. The individual quest is considered as rituality, whereas religion is conceptualized as collective affair to lead a moral life. So according to 2011 census data, Hinduism accounted for 79% of the populations of in India. Islam consists of 14.23%, Christianity accounts for 2.3% and Sikhism 1.7%. So this diversity of religious belief existing in India today is a result of religious assimilation and social integration brought to India by traders, travelers, immigrants and even invaders and conquerors. So the Christianity is India's 3rd largest religion with approximately 27 million followers, constituting 2.3% of India's population. The works of scholars and Eastern Christian writings state that Christianity was introduced to India by Thomas the Apostle in Kerala in 52 AD to spread the gospel amongst Kerala Jewish settlements. Although the exact origin of Christianity in India remain unclear, It is generally agreed upon that Christianity in India is almost as old as Christianity itself and spread in India before it spreaded to many predominantly Christian nations of Europe. Today, Christians are found all across India and in all walks of life, with major population in parts of South India, the Konkan coast, and the Northeast. Indian Christians have contributed significantly to and are all well represented in various spheres of national life. Indian Christians also have one of the highest literacy, work participation, and sex ratio figures among the various religious communities in India. Then Zoroastrianism and Judaism also have an ancient history in India and each has several thousands Indian adherents. India has the largest population of people adhering to Zoroastrianism. The Muslim population in India is the third largest in the world. The shrines of some of the most famous saints of Sufism like Moinuddin Chishti and Nizamuddin Auliya are in India and attracts visitors from all over the world. India is also home to some of the most famous monuments of Islamic architecture like the Taj Mahal and the Qutub Minar. Civil matters related to the communities are dealt with by the Muslim personal law and constitutional amendments in 1985 established its primacy in family matters. Islam is the second most practiced religion in the Republic of India after Hinduism with more than 14.23% of country's population, which is over 172 million as per 2011 census data. Matters of jurisdictions involving Muslims in India related to inheritance and Waqf properties are governed by the Muslim personal law. Citizens of India are generally tolerant of each other's religions and retain a secular outlook, although interreligious marriage is not widely practiced. Inter-community clashes have found little support in the social mainstream, and it is generally perceived that the cause of religious conflicts are political rather than ideological in nature. Indian religion is a classification for religions that originated in the Indian subcontinent, namely Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. These religions are classified as Eastern religion. Although Indian religions are connected through the history of India, they constitute a wide range of religious communities, and Indian religions are not confined to the Indian subcontinent. The documented history of Indian religions begins with historical Vedic religion, the religious practices of the early Indo-Aryans, which were collected and later redacted into the Vedas. These texts are the central text of Hinduism. The period of composition, redaction, and commentary of these texts is known as Vedic period, which lasted from roughly 1500 to 500 BCE, that is before Common Era. The later Vedic period, which is from 9th to 16th century BCE, marks the beginning of Upanishad or Vedantic period. This period heralded the beginning of much of what became classical Hinduism with the composition of the Upanishads, later the Sanskrit epics, still later followed by Puranas. Jainism was established by a lineage of 24th enlightened being culminating with Parsav and Mahavir. Buddhism was historically founded by Siddhartha Gautam, a Kshatriya prince turned ascetic, and was spread beyond India through missionaries. It later experienced a decline in India but survived in Nepal and Sri Lanka and remains more widespread in Southeast and East Asia. Sikhism was founded on the teaching of Guru Nanak and the 9 successive Sikh Gurus in northern India. The vast majority of its adherents originate in the Punjab region. So thank you guys for listening me and watching this video. Thank you.